going on, everybody? Seriously, we got another response video going on, and this video is going to be a little different from most of the other response videos. In today's video, I'm going to be responding to this woman named Freelee, the banana girl. And this one video she had in particular where she asked, "Are we omnivores?" And she uses this animation to somewhat disprove the notion that human beings are omnivores, even though it technically did no such thing. So now I'm not making this video response because I dislike Freelee or I'm trying to discredit her. No, I think she has a great nutrition channel. However, this one video in particular is like vegan propaganda that's been up on YouTube for like 8 years now, and I feel like it's disingenuous. Like, it's not telling the truth. So I came over here to talk about that and show you guys that we human beings, we are omnivores, and we do need to eat meat, or meat is a good product to eat. So like I said, I'm not bringing hate to her channel. It's not that I dislike her as a person. I don't know her. However, like I said, the vegan video she posted up is very disingenuous, and I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about something else that this one guy in the vegan speech brought up. So let's start. Since the first part of her video was just her responding to General Marvel fans, I'm just gonna skip past that and go on to the part where she asked the questions, "Are we omnivores?" And I'm gonna talk about how talk about the video. So yeah.
And I want to address the whole omnivore issue today. So class is in session, listen up.
Are human beings natural meat eaters? Let's find out. First, let's examine the teeth and jaws. Meat eaters have more canines than molars, and their jaws are long and pointy. Herbivores have mostly flat teeth and rounded jaws for grinding vegetation. Jaws like these are not very good for biting into prey. Jaws like these, however.
I think the first thing to point out about this video is, one, the video is trying to prove if human beings are strictly meat eaters or strictly carnivores, and we're not. We're omnivores. We are a hybrid of the two. Okay, so one, I guess that kind of disproves the entire video itself, but let's just keep going anyway. So the first point of contention that the video has is how a carnivore's jaw is specifically tailored to being able to hunt prey, while human beings isn't, because we don't have the same amount of teeth. So let's take a look at my teeth for a second. Alright, so one thing you're going to notice about my teeth in particular is on how I have these incisors right here, so I can cut in there, cut up the meat, get in there, rip it apart. And of course, you have these grinder sacks here. And one thing also you're going to notice is how not only are all my teeth pointy out here on the sides, but you're also going to notice how when I bite down, they all fit into place. So not only are they all sharp, but they fit into place. I have these fang-like teeth, not because I'm a vampire or anything like that, but so like my teeth, my jaw also goes up and down too. So, and at one point, I think, not in this video in particular, but in another video, they talk about how a plant eater's teeth, or like a herbivore's teeth, go like in a round motion like this. Like I really can't even do it. My jaw goes up and down like this, and it locks into place. So now I'm gonna take a look at my dog's teeth, and we're gonna figure out why they are the way they are. Alright, come here, dog. Come here. Come here. Stop making me look stupid! Now, one thing you'll notice is obviously these fangs. How fucking disgusting they look. Sorry, dog. But when you pull them back, not every single one of his teeth are pointy and jagged. A lot of them are. And the reason why, and actually, and the thing is, it's not all just their teeth, it's their jaw too, but I'm going to explain it all. The reason why canines and a lot of other carnivorous beings have fangs and large teeth like this that actually hook into each other is because they don't have opposable thumbs to grab their prey, you know. So because of that, they have to find some other way to hold it down while they attempt to kill it or take it down, you know. So wolves have very strong bites, very powerful bites, because like I said, they can't use their paws to hold on to the prey because they don't have opposable thumbs. They don't have that grip, so they have to clamp down and drag it down. You ever see like a pack of wolves take down, say, a deer? You'll notice when they grab it, they're pulling, they're tugging it down. They have to take it down because they don't have any other way of holding it there until it hits the ground and can't run away. If you notice, the same thing with crocodiles too. Crocodiles have these huge jaws, and you know, I think I don't remember the exact amount of pressure they can exert when they clamp down, but you'll notice that they actually have a lock jaw. So when they clamp down, the jaw locks. And the reason why, if you look at the anatomy of a crocodile or alligator, you'll notice that its arms are back into its body. Like, it has this long snout and this long neck, and its arms are like, you guys don't, you know what a fucking alligator looks like. Now, the reason why this is once again, like, it can't grab on to its prey, can't grab on to the water buffalo with its arms. It has to use its teeth. So the reason why, and actually, you'll notice, it's not just the teeth, it's the power in their jaw too that make them efficient hunters. You know, and his jaw, Zeke, my dog, his jaw wouldn't be comparable to a wolf or even a German Shepherd. Reason being is because he doesn't have just lack of exercise. You know, because he doesn't need to grip down on his food because I feed him every day. You know, it's like that. Good dog.
Carnivores have many natural hunting skills, like night vision.
The next part says that meat eaters have natural hunting capabilities, which obviously they do. They have heightened sense of hearing, heightened sense of smell, heightened sense of sight. Usually, if you look at an eagle, they can see from hundreds of feet in the air. And, you know, of course, they all have to have those abilities in order to catch their prey, and they also have to have those abilities in order to survive. You know, because not every predator is the apex predator. You know, not every predator is the strongest one there. So they have to have defensive capabilities against themselves being eaten. You know, like some rattlesnakes are carnivorous, and so some rattlesnakes can eat other snakes while those snakes are eating mice. See, so and they use night vision in particular, but human beings have a slight degree of night vision. Now, it's not like we see everything like in green, but after a while, our eyes do adjust to the dark. However, a lot of human beings have lost a lot of these natural hunting capabilities because we don't need them too much anymore. And we can actually train ourselves to be able to reacquire these things anyway. Like, if a person like fasts for like a week straight, they just drink a whole bunch of water, their sense of smell will become incredible. Like, you'll be able to smell things you never thought you could smell before. So we can reattain all of these natural capabilities through training or through practice. And a lot of these animals have those capabilities through practice and through application. You know, so it's ridiculous to say that we don't have natural hunting capabilities, because we do.
Other natural hunting skills that meat eaters possess include the speed and agility to catch a wild animal with their bare hands.
Now, the next point of contention here is that carnivores have, once again, have the speed and agility to catch their prey, and to say that human beings don't have that, which again is ridiculous, because once again, it's just not necessary anymore, because we don't have to hunt down or track our prey. However, there are a lot of people who are still strong, who work out through exercise and working out, are still pretty strong, still pretty fast, and still pretty quick. And even all animals actually still have to work out and exercise. The difference being is they're constantly working out and they're constantly exercising, because they don't really have much of a chance to rest, because like I said, they have to defend themselves against other animals. So that's why it seems like it's so natural, but they are exercising all the time. You know, they're constantly working out. You know, snakes, constrictors are just one big long muscle because every time they catch their prey, they're squeezing, they're tightening it up, which is like a type of isometric training. So they're constantly exercising. This isn't as natural as you might think. I mean, for example, if you take a look at like a lion in the zoo, you'll notice that not every lion in every zoo is really big and strong. Some of them are actually like really skinny, and the reason is because they're not working for the food, they're just being fed. So they can survive, but they're not working for it. So as opposed to a lion in Africa, they're like huge, like 400 pounds, because they have to chase down their prey. So that's what it is. And even then, human beings can still train themselves to be particularly very fast and very athletic. You take Bruce Lee is like the pinnacle of that. You know, he was so fast that the cameras couldn't even catch his movements. So human beings absolutely can attain that speed and that agility. Just most people don't, because we don't need it.
A meat eater's intestines are very short, thus enabling it to eliminate its food quickly before the fat content can be absorbed into its body. Excess fat absorption can lead to heart attacks and strokes.
Impossible for any genuine meat eater to ever clog their arteries. Never happens to a real meat eater. What's the #1 killer of humans who choose to eat meat, cheese, milk, and egg? Heart disease from clogged arteries, atherosclerosis.
For this next part, I'm actually going to use my dog again, and he's over there. I'm going to show you guys something very interesting. Alright, so one thing you'll notice about my dog Zeke is he's not fat, obviously, but you know, he's got a little bit of a pudge down here. And the reason why this is because he does not get as much exercise as normal carnivores do. This is why you would say that a lot of carnivores don't suffer from heart disease or don't have lots of fat, because they're constantly exercising, they're constantly working out. Zeke, on the other hand, is not. Like, I feed him every single day. He's not working for that food, he's not walking or anything. So that's why he has this pudge over here, right? But once again, any other animal out in the wild constantly has to work out, constantly has to move around, and that is a huge difference. It's not because of his short intestine. He can still absorb an excess of fat regardless. So that's ridiculous.
Carnivores have special enzymes in their stomachs that kill the bacteria in rotting meat. And they love the way dead animals smell. It's only natural. It's their dinner.
So in that clip in particular, he's being a little disingenuous, because well, yes, one of the leading killers of people is heart disease. The problem isn't eating meat or animal byproducts in and of itself. The problem is lack of exercise. Like, they're not dying because they can't process the meat. They're dying because they have too much fat and it's clogging up their arteries. This could happen to any carnivore if they obtain an excess of food. You know, human beings, we have an excess of food. We can eat a lot more than we need to. A lot of these carnivores can't, or they have or their brain, the part of their brain, I forgot what it's called, but tells them when they're full, so they don't eat more than they need to. You know, it's that simple. It's lack of exercise and proper nutrition. It's not eating meat in and of itself that is the problem of heart disease and clogged arteries. It's just, you know, because all fat really is just excess energy. It's just too much triglycerol. That's all fat really is. It's just stored energy. And a lot of animals do actually eat a lot more than they need to store that energy anyway. You talk about like hibernation and whatnot. So yeah, a carnivore could die potentially from excess food. Just a lot of them don't, because they're getting hunted by other animals. So at this point in particular, they're talking about scavengers in particular, and scavengers do look for dead, decaying animals, and the reason why is most of the time, like hyenas, they're not strong enough to take down prey freshly, so they have to eat the scraps of what's left, right? But normal carnivores, like a lion or a wolf, they wouldn't normally go for a dead carcass of an animal. They usually go for something freshly killed. You know, so those are differences between carnivores. Usually only scavengers go for dead animals on the side of the road.
Herbivores are without these enzymes and must find some other way to kill the bacteria, lest it kill them. Eat now. Better give it 5 more minutes.
Once again, they're more specifically talking about scavengers. Now, scavengers do have the enzymes to kill a whole bunch of deadly bacteria that a lot of carnivores and omnivores, like human beings, can't do. Right, because remember that's their natural food source. They evolved to be able to eat the dead, decaying animals with all that bacteria in there. So of course their bodies are able to break it down. Whereas human beings, we don't have that ability because we usually eat something that's cooked or raw.
A couple of last popular arguments. But I'm an athlete. I definitely need my meat. Are you sure? Carl Lewis always ate vegan while in training, won 9 Olympic gold medals, and could probably kick your ass.
Okay, well, I don't really know too much about his fighting capabilities. However, my first roommate, was a football player. He was a big guy. He weighed between 300 and 310. Right? Big guy. Right? Now, he didn't get that big by eating a whole bunch of vegetables and whatnot. He got that big from eating meat. But now, his position, he was offensive lineman. His position was for him to be big, stop guys from tackling the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So different sports have different positions, so you need to fit your body type to that particular sport. So the track runner, whoever he is, you know, he was a track runner. You know, he needed lean muscles. He needed his muscles to be quick and fast. You know what I'm saying? A football player doesn't necessarily need that, depending on their position. Depending on the position they play, they don't need that speed. You know, so definitely, you know, if you want to pack on some more weight, you're not going to do that with a whole bunch of different fruits and vegetables. You're going to have to add some peanuts in there. And even then, peanuts and other beans don't have as much protein as animal meat regardless. You know, so once again, that's just the position that you're playing. And like I said, I can't even answer about the whole beating him in a fight because that's irrelevant, honestly.
We may have started out as vegetarians, but we evolved to eat meat. Human culture may have evolved to eat meat, but your bodies have not. Eating meat is like smoking tobacco. Humans have done it for centuries and find it pleasurable, but in the end, it can kill you.
And that last part was ridiculously stupid, okay? First of all, smoking specifically destroys cells. Like, there's 4,000 chemicals that are not good for the human body, okay? Nicotine causes addiction. It specifically hurts you. Like, so to make the dichotomy between something that's specifically supposed to hurt you and food that has nutritional value, that's amazing, that because you need protein in order to build muscle, is asinine. Because, like I said, smoking specifically harms the lungs and specifically harms the human body. Meat doesn't specifically do that. It's an excess of meat and lack of exercise that does that, okay? So even if you can work out every day, if you're still smoking, you're going to destroy your lungs. If you work out every day and you keep eating meat, you're just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. So it's a false dichotomy. You can't compare something that is specifically detrimental to something that could be detrimental with an excess of. And also, it's another thing to say that our bodies haven't adapted to eating meat, because if it didn't, we wouldn't be able to eat meat. It's just that simple, really.
In closing, if you want to find out if your own species is carnivorous, try this simple test. Give a baby an apple and a bunny. If it plays with the apple and eats the bunny, you've got a carnivore.
Yeah, so that last test was also ridiculous, because even if you put like a dog next to a rabbit, it's not going to immediately attack the rabbit and play with the fruit. That's just stupid. Okay, like let's think about this logically. How exactly is the baby supposed to eat the rabbit anyway if it doesn't have any teeth? It doesn't have like acid spit Like, no. So like, even then, like, even predators still have to teach their young how to hunt and teach them like how to take that. Like, cheetahs have to teach their cubs how to take down gazelles. So even if an animal is naturally carnivorous, you still have to teach them those skills. You still have to teach them that stuff to get their food. You know, so a baby doesn't know anything. A baby couldn't eat a rabbit even if it wanted to. The baby still couldn't eat the rabbit because it doesn't have any teeth. You know, and how's it going to eat the apple instead? So the test is ridiculous. That makes no sense.
Okay folks, so you just saw the facts there, but you know, like, put the facts aside for a moment. It's 2014. We do not need to eat animal products to survive. We thrive on a plant-based diet because our physiology is perfectly suited for plant-based foods.
No, it's not. Like, we don't thrive on plant-based diets. We survive on a plant-based diet. We thrive on a hybrid, like eating fruits and vegetables and meats, okay? Because we need protein and we need all the nutrients and the vitamins we get from plants, okay? And like I said, so the video may have proved that we are not strictly carnivorous, absolutely, but we're omnivores. We can eat meat, and it kind of works like this. We're not strictly herbivorous either, you know, because human beings can't eat grass, we can't eat leaves, we can't eat regular vegetation. We have to eat the fruits that come. We can't eat bark. So we're not strictly herbivores and we're not strictly carnivores. We're hybrids or omnivores. We can eat a multitude of different foods and still get energy from it. You know, so it's like, it's ridiculous to assert that we strictly have to eat plants and eating meat is bad. It's not bad. We need it. And if we didn't need it, then why would our ancient ancestors spend so much time hunting buffalo if we could have just gathered a whole bunch of crops? I mean, logically speaking, that makes no sense.
It's just how it works. So if we don't have a need to breed, confine, torture, rape, kill non-human animals for food, then why the fuck do we keep doing it?
So granted, we don't have a specific need to beat these animals down, but I mean, we do have to kill them to eat them. And I mean, I feel like it's really ridiculous to get upset at human beings for killing and eating animals, and you can't get upset at any other animal that does that. You know, like, I remember back in the day, like, when I first got interested in watching animals and doing research on animals for the books that I was writing, one thing that I did, I used to watch videos, like snakes, when snakes were eating. You know, and one person, like, fed a rabbit to his boa constrictor so he could eat. And I read a whole bunch of comments about how people are like, oh man, that's inhumane to go and kill that rabbit. And I'm like, dude, like, it would have been inhumane to make the snake starve. Like, the snake has to eat too. Like, it's ridiculous to say that we shouldn't kill animals or we shouldn't eat animals, but other animals do that too. You know, like you can never go up to a mountain lion and tell the mountain lion not to eat the bobcat. Like, that's ridiculous. You know, so while we may not have to torture the animals, I absolutely agree with that. We don't have to torture any animal. You know, we don't have to treat animals badly. We don't have to inject them with hormones. But we do have to kill them to eat them. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, that's just nature, and that's perfectly fine.
Honestly, why do we keep doing it? There is no need. We can eat peacefully at mealtime without hurting any other creature and without hurting our own arteries and our own health. And those animals can live their own life peacefully.
They won't necessarily live peacefully. Once again, other animals eat other animals. You know, so they'll constantly be fighting each other and making sure that they get the most food. So, like, we can humanely treat these animals. You know, we can raise them, we can, you know, protect them, keep them safe, but eventually we'd have to kill them. And again, that's perfectly fine. You know, once again, you don't get upset at a shark when it eats a school of fish. It's ridiculous to get mad at a person when they eat a cow. Okay, like, we do need meat, alright? It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly healthy when you eat meat with exercise. You're exercising, you're working out. Like I said, I don't dislike the person, Freelee. She's, like, I like her channel. She's perfectly fine. But I do feel that this vegan propaganda is very disingenuous and they're not giving people the truth. You know, we are omnivores. We can eat meat and we can eat vegetation, okay? You know, like, one is not better than the other. We thrive with a combination of the two. You know, and I guess in a lot of people, I remember I heard this speech the other day about how eating meat is so detrimental, our bodies aren't capable of doing it. That's ridiculous. I remember Bruce Lee, what Bruce Lee would do is he used to get 2 raw pieces of steak, crack some eggs, pour in some milk, blend it up, and then drink it. And no one can argue that Bruce Lee was in top physical condition, right? So we do need to eat meat. We do need the protein the same way we need the vitamins that we get from fruits and vegetables. Once again, we are hybrids. We're omnivores. We can eat meat and we can eat vegetation. It's that simple. Now, the inhumane treatment of animals is another topic in and of itself. However, we're just strictly talking about whether we are omnivores or not. And we are definitely omnivores. We're not strictly carnivores. We do not strictly have to hunt our food. We can also gather it and grow it too. So that's just an awesome thing about being a human being. Right, so that's it for this video. If you guys like this video, please click that like button, click that subscribe button, comment in the comment box below. And as always, thanks for taking time to watch my videos, and see you cool cats soon.